Hello everyone and welcome back to another Let's Talk. I think a lot of people expected this to focus on another group, but I want to use this series on my channel to discuss things other than what I like and dislike about certain groups. I wanna use this as a way to get my opinion out there and hopefully in a positive way. I think it's important that people make videos like this, tackling topics other than why we hate K-pop stylists. So with that being said, welcome to Let's Talk. The good and bad of being a K-pop stan. Starting off, fighting hate with hate and being super defensive. I'm using examples from my Blackpink video here, but I promise you that this issue for me expands further out than Blink's. I can guarantee everyone has seen a video, a tweet or a comment about one of their faves that they don't agree with and naturally it makes you angry. It's a person that you love and admire. The difference is whether you chose to act on those thoughts and the reason that it made you angry. Now in some cases, defending your faves is perfectly fine. Like Jennie, I think Blink's defending her against an abundance of hate that isn't justified was more than acceptable, but right now I'm talking about small comments that I see stans getting angry over, when it's a perfectly acceptable comment. In my Blackpink video, in my opinion and after reading a lot of positive comments, even if people disagreed with me, it was a pretty respectful video. I did say they had room to improve, their stage presence could be better and I don't like their stylist. Anyway, I got a few comments that sparked my idea to make this video. Take a look at these, saying I have mental issues, that I'm just pressed cause they were popular and that I'm a troll. This is what bugs me as a K-pop fan. And again, before I get attacked, this is not just Blink's. There is a member of every single fandom that is like this. I'm just using these as an example to prove my point. I digress. What I'm trying to say here is that I think K-pop stans need to take a step back sometimes and to not jump to conclusions. If I don't like a certain aspect of a group, it doesn't mean I want them to burn in the pits of hell. If I don't like a group's song, it doesn't mean that I don't wish them success. There really is a difference between genuinely not liking everything about a group and someone seriously hating on them and wishing them bad luck. It is seriously impossible that a K-pop fans is going to like every single group and every single thing about them. My ultimate group BTS. I love them to pieces, but that doesn't mean that I think sometimes they can't improve or tweak things. And again, that doesn't mean I'm sending them hate. I'm literally just a fan, and as a fan it's perfectly normal to think, hey, it would have been cool if they could have done X, Y or Z instead. I don't deserve hate for thinking a group could improve. This is just spreading more hate and creating fan wars. And again, I was accused of this. I'm not dumb enough to think everyone is going to agree with me, but if I was respectful, you should be too. If someone had said A and B can't sing or rap for shit and they shouldn't be a part of a group, then okay, write a comment saying that you thought it was uncalled for, but again don't be a douche about it, bringing stuff like mental issues into it. But until I say something extremely unnecessary and horrible, do not come for me or anybody else who is also making videos like mine. This is also the reason why people think that K-pop stans are also toxic and that why non-K-pop stans literally hate us. Because of course, stupid comments like this, or death threats get the attention, not the nice interactions across fandoms. I would just wish for people to think about what they are saying, how it can affect someone and how sometimes clapping back at someone isn't the way to prove your point. If someone posts a video saying armies are toxic, and you as an army post underneath how they are just uneducated, stupid, a hater or how they are just jealous of their fame, then you are literally just adding fuel to the fire and proving their point. Next time try like saying it's horrible that you think this way. I promise not everyone is like this. I hope you all understand what I am trying to say here. Moving on. This is future me here, butting this in after I have already edited majority of the audio for this. But I just wanna state something. If you see a video talking about your faves and it's clearly someone who is gonna be talking about them perhaps in a slightly negative way, or giving criticisms, why the fuck do you wanna click on it and bash every person who disagrees? And yeah, this is aimed at someone who watched my last Let's Talk and was pretty pressed over it. And I hate when people say they aren't pressed over something, or act like it doesn't bother them. You wouldn't come for me and others if it didn't bother you. If you disagree with me, and you think I am living in ignorance, then leave me in my blissful ignorance. You ain't gonna change my opinion or make me remove my video, but just don't fucking click on it. The sun doesn't shine out of your faves, that's alright. Every group has room to improve. Also, just to clarify, I do not make money on my videos. So yeah, Blackpink aren't paying my bills, sweetie. I do. Now back to the video. So the next thing I want to address is the competition and comparison between groups' fandoms. Firstly, let's address competition between idols. I saw a comment under one of my videos saying how they saw Stray Kids and BTS getting compared. I think it was something to do with an MR removed video. Anyway, their point was, how can you compare a new group to a 7-year-old group? And yes, I agree. It's the same when a new girl group debuts. They are automatically compared to Blackpink. Like, you'll really need to let these new rookie groups breathe first before you come for them. Also, the point of having these new groups is to add something new to the K-pop market. If every boy group was a replica of BTS, being a K-pop fan would be boring. We need the diversity in talents and sound. But I also want to say that I think comparing the idols isn't always a bad thing if it's fair or if you aren't bashing the other group. I said before in one of my videos that I prefer Mamamoo to Blackpink, but damn, it doesn't mean that I think Blackpink are bad. It's fine to say, hey, I prefer X group to Y group, but there's no need to follow it up with invalid reasoning like, because I think that this member is ugly and this member is annoying. This is just going to cause more fan wars, which again is why that we all come across as toxic. Like I said, people aren't going to like every group ever. And I think it's perfectly valid to say which group you prefer and why, but it's how you do it. It's also important to remember that things like this are opinions, not facts. Just because someone prefers Stray Kids to ATEEZ, but you think ATEEZ is better, doesn't mean you have to come for them and say that they don't know what talent is. It's strictly just opinions. Now, I have briefly addressed this before in one of my videos, and to sum it up, I basically said that shipping is dumb and gets taken far too seriously. I honestly just find it confusing. Like, do you all wanna compete over how many streams BP and BTS have, or do you want Lisa and Jungkook to get jiggy with it? Like, I'm straight up confused. Shipping creates fan wars, and like I said earlier, fan wars get the attention. But seriously, if you are watching this right now and you ship two idols and you genuinely get offended when someone doesn't think they are dating, then Jesus Christ, please reevaluate what you are doing. I'm not saying don't ship them. If you want to, then that's on you. Although I think it's dumb. If you are causing no harm and don't really act upon it, then okay. But if you write nasty comments to other shippers, or non-shippers, have you genuinely thought about what you are doing? You are romantically involving two people together that probably don't want to be romantically involved with each other. You are saying that every time two bandmates hug it's automatically romantic because, didn't you know that they have to be 5 feet apart if they're not gay? Give them a fucking break, man. I have been asked by one of my friends if me and my best friend were dating, and it made me howl with laughter. And I can only imagine these idols think it's hilariously stupid too. Or on the other hand, I can also imagine being creeped out by millions of people telling me that I belong with my best friend just because we hug and care for each other. I've said this before, but you can manipulate a video to look whichever way you want. If you take a video of two guys hugging and being really close and you say they are in a relationship, then yeah, it looks intimate. However, if you take that video and say it's purely a friendship, then it looks like a sweet friendship. I hope you get what I'm saying here. Just if you ship, don't attack people and stop being so butthurt over it. The last thing I'm gonna briefly touch on here is K-pop stans who almost live in a bubble, who forget that these idols aren't the only people who exist. We've all seen those tweets, they should have stand blank. If they had stand blank, blank wouldn't have happened. I'm sorry to break it to you, but this world is cruel. Every day there are people hurting, starving, fighting, crying. How much of an insensitive piece of shit do you have to be to respond to these tragedies with tweets like these? Like, do you genuinely think that if something happens to someone, they are gonna stop, see your tweet and think, fuck, why didn't I just stan Luna? Like, are you actually that brainwashed? It honestly fills me with so much rage because as a K-pop fan, with more than half a brain cell, I do not want you representing this fandom. We do not claim you. I feel like there's still so much I want to say, but I'm gonna wrap this video up now. I was also gonna address the fun and nice parts of being a K-pop stan, but this video will take 7 years to upload. So if you wanna see a separate video, where I tell you all the crackhead behavior from stans that make me proud to be part of this fandom, then let me know. I hope you have a nice day. See you next time.